Affection and making love. 55 male, 53 female. We've been together for 20 years. About 7 years ago I was put on a medication that made me unable to perform in the bedroom. She was okay with it knowing that I needed the medication. Now I've been off of the medication for 2 years and I have been begging her to get affectionate and make love again, and she doesn't want to because she says she wants to build up the romance again. Am I missing something? I thought if you're in love with somebody and been together, that is just as a given that the attraction is there. I asked her if it was anything else and she said no, but in a hard time believing it. Do you guys have any idea? Has this happened to anybody? I've been more affectionate trying to get his text started but nothing. Thanks again, Crib. She adjusted to the loss of sexual intimacy. You don't talk much about how that was for her, and maybe you don't know. She may have had to process feeling rejected, and make peace with the new normal. I'm not surprised she's taking her time now. You need to talk about it together. I'm curious, when you say the medication meant that you couldn't perform in the bedroom and now you're off it, you're begging for affection and intimacy again, does that mean that because you couldn't do PIV that you took everything off the table? Intimacy is not capped at PIV, so yay, if you removed all sexual affection and intimacy. It would take me time to get back into the swing of things too. Start dating again, walks in the park, breakfast in bed, hold hands, cuddle, rub her back, feet. Work on building more affectionate touch back into your daily relationship because you love her, and not because you want sex. My boyfriend, 30 male, did not invite me to his birthday. As stated in the title, my boyfriend, 30 male, did not invite me, 28 female, to his birthday party. We have been dating for 3 months now and I thought everything was going well. 4 nights ago we were discussing his birthday plans and he mentioned that he doesn't want to do anything. I said okay and thought we could have something small on the day, but he never mentioned it again. Yesterday was his birthday. I wished him and wanted to go over to drop off the small gift I got him, but he told me he won't be home as he is having dinner with a group of his friends and family to celebrate. He played it off as a casual dinner he has every year with his friends and family and it's not a big deal. I didn't bother asking about it as I thought if he wanted he would have invited me. I know it was his birthday and I didn't want to get upset and ruin the day, but I can't help but feel as though perhaps he was keeping the relationship a secret as we have only been dating for 3 months. I've never met his family and don't want to pressure him if he wasn't ready. I wish he would have just communicated that he didn't want me to attend his birthday. I feel hurt and upset by this, but haven't told him yet. Should I break up with him? Update. Thank you for the advice. My main problem was that he lied to me. I would have understood if he just said he wasn't ready for me to meet his friends and family, especially on an important day like his 30th. His family does live in a different state, but I've also never met his friends. Which I realize is strange now, but I justified it with it being a new. Final update. He responded after ghosting me for about 24 hours, saying he forgot to respond, and that he had a good time at his party. I have asked to speak to him tomorrow and will break up with him in person. After he ghosted me for 24 hours, this has just solidified my decision as this is definitely another lie. Thank you everyone for the advice and support. It's one thing to not invite you. Personally I think 3 months is plenty, but fine, to each their own. The problem is that he said he didn't want to do anything, while knowing full well he was. Why not? If he doesn't want you to meet parents yet, say, "My family is doing a thing. Maybe we can go get dinner the day before, or something." You guys are old enough, though, for you to use your words. Ask him what the fuck that was all about. Why did he lie? Maybe he truly didn't consider that he was lying, but he still should have communicated with you. But you need to communicate with him as well. I believe your side chick. You haven't met his friends, coworkers, and family after 3 months of dating. Who does that? Is it serial killer thing? How can I tell a friend that I no longer want to arrange outings with them as they're too flaky? I have a friend that I go MTB, motorbiking with at the weekends. We make arrangements midweek and I plan work and other commitments around that once made, can't be changed. Problem is, this person often goes for a drink the night before and then bails the morning of the activity. Not gonna make it feel rough, sorry. So I'm left high and dry when I could have made other plans with other friends, family, work. Then inevitably I get the apology phone call later in the day. I try to be nice about it but I'm fucked off inside and just want to scream, please don't make plans with me if you're not going to come. I just don't know how to say it without coming across as a knob and potentially falling out. I like this person and they're honestly great in general. Just want to let them know how annoyed I am that this repeatedly happens. 1. Don't initiate making plans with them. 2. If they initiate making plans, decline politely without explanation. 3. If they ask for an explanation, provide the honest one. That's likely to be the most drama-free approach. The next time you're supposed to plan something, tell them that you don't want to because they have cancelled so many times that it has left a sour taste. That of course they can cancel, but that the amount of times they have cancelled actually took the joy out of everything. They have the right cancel and you have the right to feel like you do. You still like them, but you have to find new ways to hang out. In my opinion, people like that don't change unless you give them a good kick in the ass. Tell him exactly why you don't want to make plans and he might grow up. I had a friend like this. The only way it works is to only hang out with them spontaneously. No plans more than 2 hours in advance. My 50F son, 30M, is abusive and out of control. I don't really know what to do anymore. My son is one of the most cruel, selfish, inconsiderate, narcissistic and spiteful people I have ever met. I don't feel safe around him and I lay awake at night crippled with anxiety and fear that he may fatally hurt his partner, 29F, or hurt their baby son, 2 months. That's how bad it is. He has domestically abused every single partner he has been with since he was 17, and his current girlfriend and mother of his first child has also advised me he is beating and controlling her since their third date. They have been together over 1 year now. She just gave birth to their son 2 months ago and the beating and controlling hasn't stopped. He even made threats to the midwives and the midwives banned him from visiting the maternity unit and submitted a report to the police about him and he got a warning. They raised safeguarding concerns but his girlfriend managed to say it was just a misunderstanding and no further action was taken. I helped his partner escape to a women and children's refuge last month, but she went back to him and the controlling behavior and beating has already started again. He forces her to stay awake at night. He starves her. He locks her out of the house to teach her a lesson. He make her sit facing a corner for hours like a child. He told her he's going to arrange for people to kill her family back home. She won't call the police on him. She has no family or friends from this country and she is scared of being alone, so she takes it from him. He made her quit her very lucrative, highly skilled job at the start of her pregnancy to essentially be a housewife that cooks and cleans for him. When I met her she was bright, happy and outgoing, and now she is disoriented, dull and a shell. I have tried to have a word with him about it, but he gets aggressive with me and tells me I don't have a right to get involved with or make decisions for his family, and I as a woman don't have the authority to tell him as a man how to run his home and that I need to keep out of it. Yet first person he calls when he needs something is me. He speaks to me like I am complete shit. He tries to control my life and turns up at my house anytime he feels like and starts swearing, shouting and breaking stuff in my home when he is angry about something or because I stand up to him. My daughter, 28F, lives here and she is terrified of him. When they were teenagers he punched her in the face and choked her. My mother is dying right now and he has been incessantly harassing me to collect his car from a garage while I'm sat next to my mother who is on her deathbed. When I tell him no, I can't pick it up now, I'm with my mother, his grandma, he starts to verbally abuse me and tell me I'm an awful mother and one day I'll be sorry when he decides to disappear on everyone. My husband, his father, died 8 years ago. He was also abusive and controlling. My son seems to view his father like a god, the perfect role model who can do no wrong and you can't say a bad word about. I always thought because was a good dad to our son that it absolves him for the way he treated me, but actually now I wish I had the strength and wits to take my son away from him and maybe he wouldn't have turned out just like him. My son went to jail for 2 years in 2017 for selling Class A drugs. He was an exemplary inmate according to the prison guards, and all his hearings people couldn't sing his praises highly enough, and I truly thought he had changed. He got worse than he ever was before. Now he is an ex-offender. He wears it as a tough man badge that he thinks is some kind of honor. He turns the nice guy and charm on like a switch, just like his father, and can make everyone think he is the nicest person in the world when he is a complete horror. Recently I discovered from him partner he has began dealing drugs again and is basically running their home like a drug laboratory with his newborn son around. I was horrified by this. After a few events the past few days I am contemplating whether or not I should anonymously tip off the police about his drugs and get him arrested. He has been in counseling and anger management since he came out of jail now and he has only gotten worse. I am so sad. I just feel like such a failure of a mother. I hate that I have brought such a cruel person in this world that hurts so many women and causes me so much anguish. I regret that I allowed him to see his father abusing me to make him think that this is okay. I regret I didn't run away from his dad with him. I have always tried to be gentle with him, listen to him, reassure him and uplift him and make him know that he is loved and he doesn't have to try to be his dad, but nothing is working and I'm scared he is going to hurt his partner and my grandson who he shouts at when he won't stop crying. He is too malleable. As much as I know my son needs to be locked up, I still feel like if I tell the police I am doing the worst thing possible as a mother and I will feel so terrible if anything happens to him in there, but I am terrified of what he will go next if he is free, as he seems to be getting worse and worse. I don't know if tipping the police off is the right thing to do. TLR, my son is an abusive bully who abuses his partner and treats me terribly. His partner will not report him to the police. He is dealing drugs and I want to tip off the police so he gets arrested, but I don't know if it's the right thing to do. I would tip off the police, and even though it might involve a ton of money and a move, take the woman and your grandbaby and move away while he's in prison next time. Get a restraining order, but the crux here is that his girlfriend is too scared to do anything. You need to get her and the baby away from him and him in jail and let him rot there. The girlfriend is brainwashed and scared. Call CPS or have someone else call. Neighbors. Anonymously. Your son needs to be locked up and in therapy.